Good morning. I was thinking about what to share this morning, and a quote, a phrase kept coming back to my head. It was one that I just stumbled across earlier this week, and I'm going to read it to you. I found it really profound, really helpful. It's this. It's about living a life of faith. It says, the only opportunity you will ever have to live by faith is in the circumstances you are provided this very day. This house you live in, this family you find yourself in, this job you have been given, the weather conditions that prevail at the moment. I'll just read that really quickly again. The only opportunity you will ever have to live by faith is in the circumstances you are provided this very day. This house you live in, this family you find yourself in, this job you have been given, the weather conditions that prevail at the moment. And I found that really profound, and it got me thinking, and I realised that actually I've read the book that quote comes from. It's by a guy called Eugene Peterson. You probably know him for writing the version of the Bible called The Message. But he wrote a book called Run with the Horses, and it's a reflection on the life of the prophet Jeremiah. And he just takes Jeremiah's life as a tremendous example of the life of faith. And if you know anything about Jeremiah, you know that he didn't have the best life. He had a challenging life in many ways, but he lived a life of faith, trusting God. He took the opportunities before him. And there's a verse in Jeremiah 12:5, and God says, if you have run with the footmen, and they have wearied you, then how can you contend with horses? Basically, the idea being, if you can't even cope with the people around you, the people on your level, how can you go to that next level and run with the horses? And going back to that quote, we have an opportunity every day to exercise faith. Now sometimes we're told, and we live in a world that wants to kind of really be aspirational and push for these next big things and big ideas and fame, and that can seep into our Christian life as well, wanting to really push on to these next big things. But actually the things that are big to God are the things right in front of us, the things that we have opportunity to exercise faith in. I think that's what God calls us to, just to live our lives before us, honouring to Him, trusting Him, because that is what a life of faith is. It's approaching those things before us this day, our home, family, work, job, the weather before us, trusting that and bringing God into it. A life of faith is one that brings God into all those things and trusts Him with it. So I'll finish by just reading that again. The only opportunity you will ever have to live by faith is in the circumstances you're provided this very day. This house you live in, this family you find yourself in, this job you have been given, and the weather conditions that prevail at the moment.